conversation.
Okay.
This one. Okay, this is a case study of a family where I want to show how we help them in managing their finances. We check their income needs, then with the cash flows, then their investments, then how much money they would need for their child's future, special needs child's future.
Okay.
Yeah, this case study. Now, this is again if the time permits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you started the recording, right?
I started recording.
It's on cloud?
It's on cloud.
Okay.
And that message in the waiting room that will start letting come in from 55.
55. Okay. So we will start admitting Shilpa from like 3 minutes. We'll
Okay.
start admitting the participants and then we can start.
We're expecting some 30 families to come in, no?
Yeah, 30 of them had registered.
And would you be taking the feedback later on?
Yeah, we can share a feedback form with all the participants.
Please, because I would want the feedbacks.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Yeah, Shilpa, so towards the end of the webinar, we'll share the form in the chat as well. Additionally, we'll also like mail it to the parents post the webinar. Would that be okay?
Pragya, you have been with Nidun for how many years?
I just joined last year in May, so yeah.
So what does insight? Okay, I'll get to know about insight when you talk about it. And you are also based in Bangalore?
Yeah. So we will put the form in the chat once we are done with the webinar. Additionally, we'll also be mailing it to the.
And then you
then
just
I'll share.
collate it and share it.
We'll share the.
Yeah, and after this webinar, I would like to have a letter from your side. I'll mail it to you saying that we conducted this webinar for you and it was a good experience and it helped your families and the number of families who attended. Yeah.
Okay.
This is for our reference and records.
Got it. So this you'll mail us, right? For this?
I'll request for letter.
Okay, so I'll start admitting. Good evening, everybody. We are waiting for some more people to join, so we'll start in like 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. So just waiting for a few more people to join. So I think we can start. A very good evening to everybody here. Welcome to our webinar about financial planning for parents. So we are thrilled to present this insightful session in collaboration with MFA, which is a Mumbai-based financial planning organization known for its expertise in wealth management and social impact initiatives for neurodivergent families. So this webinar is basically designed to help families and to help parents and caregivers to navigate investment strategies, succession planning, and future financial security for their children. So a little bit about Insight. So Insight is dedicated to creating inclusive education and support system for neurodivergent children and their families. So through personalized learning pathways and strong collaboration, Insight basically empowers parents and professionals with the tools needed to provide holistic support. So partnering with organizations such as MFA that specialize in financial planning, Insight extends its mission to help families secure their financial future. So today we have Shilpa Mahimkar Khan, who is basically our guest and speaker for the day. So Shilpa brings over 12 years of experience in investment and financial services industries, and having worked with leading asset management companies during their aggressive growth phases, her expertise expands and spans through research, sales leadership, and relationship management, making her a seasoned professional in wealth management. So I think we can start with a small video that Shilpa wants us to play. So I'll just be sharing my screen. Let me know if it's audible and if you guys can see it. Is it audible?
For autism awareness, we
Yeah,
give some special
you'll
gifts
have to increase the screen
demonstrate
for the
to
video.
spread
Yeah.
awareness regarding autism. Each team member was given a different kind of plant. These plants were specially picked for their diversity. Neurodiversity is
Can
all
you
about
increase the
diversity.
volume of it?
It's full.
Just as these little plants are similar looking and yet different in many ways, some of our children look typically similar but are different and have special needs.
At MFA, we understand the challenges of special needs individuals. I'm the mother of a very special young man, Shravan. The parents of special needs children are forever worried about their future and the finances for their future. At MFA, we take care of these financial worries.
Because Chitra herself is a parent of a special needs adult, that sensitivity and empathy has permeated throughout the whole team, Whenever we visit MFA, their interactions with us are like they understand our issues.
We nurture our clients' investments like delicate little plants. We watch them, observe them, and feed them until these plants grow into strong trees. But remember, nothing grows overnight, neither wealth nor plants.
During my conversations with the special needs families, we are able to help them in planning their financial roadmap. We guide them in taking three important steps. First, help them in defining the goals for their special needs child and themselves. Second, we review their investments and cash flows. And lastly, we help them in estimating the corpus required for their goals. It is also important to know how to accumulate this corpus, and for this, the most important thing is how and where to invest. We handle these families and guide them in their entire process and ensure that they meet their goals.
So now that our financial worries and aspects have been taken care of, not only for us, but also for our son Aniket, we can now be focused on being happy, doing things that we always wanted to do in our lifetimes.
We also have a special needs community group on Facebook. This group is a resource center which gives a lot of knowledge and information for all special needs families. We request you to join this group.
Our environment, our plants, and our children, they are all a part of our planet, our wealth. Our true wealth can grow only if we care for our special needs individuals. MFA wishes you all lots of wealth and happiness.
Yeah, Shilpa, you can take over.
Hi, a very warm good evening to all of you. Quite a chilly evening here in Bombay. So, a warm welcome to all of you on my behalf and behalf of NFA. So, what we are going to do today is just take a look, a brief about where is the need for financial planning when it comes to a special child who is there in the picture. So, what we are going to do today is I'm going to take you through few important aspects of why financial planning is utmost important for special needs families and what role does MFA play in the lives of special needs families. Yeah, I'm sharing my presentation now. Yeah, so what we're going to talk about majorly is managing family finances and succession planning. So that's Chitra Iyer, the CEO of MFA Capital, and that's her son Shravan. Chitra Iyer, the CEO of the company, who has been with the company since inception of 2005, she herself is a special need parent. And she had her own struggles of raising up a special child, Shravan, who is now 25-year-old. So Shravan has autism, he has epilepsy, and he has cerebral palsy. So in his entire phase of growing up, Chitra had went through her own struggles. And when she became a CEO of MFA Capital, she decided that I have to help as many families as possible to ensure that their journeys does not have the struggles as mine. And I will help them in understanding the importance of planning their finances and also importance of documentation. So moving on first to the documentation, the first and the most important document for the special needs child is the UDID card. Yeah, it's called the Unique Disability Identity Card. So you'll have to tell me how many of your families, parents, have done this UDID card. Yeah, if you have done it, very good. If not, it's a very, very important document. Now, what is the importance of UDID card? First and most important thing is UDID card is exactly like PAN card and Aadhaar card to us. It gives an identity to the special needs child. And who gives this identity? This UDID card is issued by the central government of India. So you have to visit the website which is given here, swavalambancard.gov.in. You have to visit the central government site and apply for the UDID card. Now, when you apply for this card, the first thing it will ask for is a special disability certificate, which you need to have before you apply for the UDID card. Now, suppose as a family, if you do not have the special disability card, you have to write on that particular website that you do not have this certificate. Immediately, the website will give you names of 2 to 3 hospitals which are nominated by the government, where you have to take your child for a complete diagnosis. And based on this diagnosis, the hospital will issue a special disability certificate. So once you get that certificate, you go again on that site, upload the certificate, and then apply for the UDID card. Now you'll ask me, what is the benefit of UDID card? It's a very, very crucial document. The most important benefit is it gives an identity to your child, being a special needs child. Okay, similarly, whenever the government issues any welfare schemes for the special child, based on the UDID card, you can take advantage of those welfare schemes. Similarly, for parents who are salaried employees, this card will also give you a tax benefit under Section 80DD. The other important advantage is for special needs children, whenever you are traveling within the country, this UDID card will also give you concessions for travel, which you can avail by using this card. Yeah, so that's UDID card. The next important document is the legal guardianship certificate. Now, why do we need this legal guardianship certificate? Is when your child is a minor, okay, all the decisions are taken by a parent. But when a neurotypical child becomes 18-year-old, he is treated as an adult, implying the law allows him to take any decision for his life, okay, whether it's education, medical, or anything. But when it comes to special children, even when they become major after 18, they cannot take, they are not capable of taking decisions on their own, and parents have to be there to guide them all through. Now, the law will not allow you to do this until and unless there is a legal guardianship certificate that you have. So if you have not applied for this certificate, you have to apply it again on this website, which we have given, nationaltrust.nic.in. Again, a central government website where you have to apply for the legal guardianship certificate. But this you have to apply only when the child is 18 years. Okay, only when he becomes a major. The next important document is letter of intent. Now, this is not a legal document, but it is a kind of a diary which each of the parent have to start maintaining for your special child. Now, what will you write in this diary? You're going to write every detail about your child. What does he like to eat? How does he like to dress? The places he likes to visit, the people he likes to connect with, things that make him angry, things that make him aggressive, the activities that he likes, what are the medicines that you give him. In case of emergency, who is the doctor? Yeah, why you need to maintain this diary is in case of emergency, if either of you are not there and if somebody else has to take care of your child, that third person should know everything about your child. There are certain triggers. So here we cite example of Shravan. So Shravan does not like to wear full sleeves shirts or a t-shirt with collar. Now this information is only available with the parents. Now imagine if somebody else is taking care of him and by mistake he makes him wear that kind of a clothing, Shravan will become very aggressive and nobody will know what is the trigger. So in order to prevent these kind of situations, you need to start maintaining this diary. Now, again, this is not a one time job. The reason being, as your child grows, his likes and his dislikes are going to change. And so, you have to keep updating this diary and ensure that whoever are going to be the future caretakers of your child, they are also aware that you are maintaining this kind of a document. Yeah, that's letter of intent. The next important thing is will. I don't know how many of you have made a will, but it is very, very crucial that you have a will in place. Now, how can one make a will? You do not have to go to a lawyer or a legal advisor. You can make a will at home on a plain piece of paper. You have to write down everything that you wish to write in the will, and you have to ensure that this will is signed by two people. Who should be these two people? One, he should be a family doctor. And why a doctor? The doctor will certify that when you have made this will, you were in a sound state of mind. So you need a signature of a doctor, and another signature can be your relative, your neighbor, your family friend, whoever. Yeah. The other important thing about will is when you make the will, you have to ensure that you inform the people in your family where the will is kept. Because we have seen in so many cases the will is there, but nobody knows where the will is. Yeah, so that's very important that you keep the people informed, at least your close circle, that a will is made and it is kept here. So in every will, there are three parties. One is a testator. Testator is you and your spouse who are going to write the will. You have to also nominate one executor. What is the role of executor? He is going to ensure that whatever is written in the will, everything is executed. And beneficiary could be your children, including your special needs child. The next most important legal structure is the trust. Okay, now why you need to make a trust? We have connected with so many special needs families. Many families have a lot of financial assets which they wish to leave behind for their special child. Every set of parents has to ensure that after they are no longer there, the future of the child is taken care of. And how can this happen? This can happen only if you leave the required financial assets, the required amount of money for your special child. Now, there comes an important question. You may be leaving a wealth, a huge wealth, or a minimal wealth, but the special child doesn't understand money at all. So, who is going to manage the money? Who is going to give him the money when it is needed? Who is going to pay for his expenses? Who is going to pay for the caretakers? Now, to answer all this question, you have to form a trust. So, trust is a legal structure And why is a trust formed? The trust is formed to manage all the financial assets which are left behind by the parents for the special child. So to form a trust, you have to connect with a legal advisor or a lawyer who will help you make the trust. Now, when you make a trust, there are four parties involved in the trust. The first party is the settlers. Who are the settlers? Settlers are the parents. It's you and your spouse who is going to form a trust for your child. Okay. Now, it is a prime responsibility of the parents to form the trust, and the time is now. You do not have to think, okay, I will make a trust when we grow old, when we actually are able to leave finances, hum tab trust banayenge. No, trust is a very important responsibility of the parents. And if you have to form the trust now. Why? Because trust is a time consuming activity. It involves a lot of legal formalities. It takes a time frame of 6 to 8 months to form a trust. So it is very important that you take over this responsibility and form the trust now. Okay. The other parties in the trust are the beneficiary. Who is the beneficiary? It is a special child who is going to be the beneficiary. The next important party in the trust is the trustees. Like, yeah. Now, what is the role of the trustees? And who should the trustees be? You need minimum 3 trustees in a trust. And who could be these 3 trustees? They can be from your family, they can be your friends, they can be your relatives, or they can be your well wishers. Now, when you select a trustee, it is very important. You have to see the age profile of the trustee. The trustees have to be elder by age to your child and younger by age to the parents, right? That is most important requirement for the trustees. Now, what is the role of trustees? The trustees are going to take care of all the financial transactions for the special child when the parents are no more. Correct? So it's very important that you have trusted people who are going to be the trustees. And the most other important thing is NRIs cannot be the trustees in a trust. The reason being, trustees have to be physically close to the child. When they're taking care of finances, they are also expected to check whether the money is used for the betterment of the child. Is the child being taken care of just like he was taken care of when his parents were there? So that is the reason the trustees have to be geographically close. So NRIs cannot be the trustees. Yeah. The next party in the trust is the board of advisors. What is the role of board of advisors? Any decision taken by the trustees has to be bounced off to the board of advisors, and only when the board of advisors approve the transaction or the activity, the money can be withdrawn from the account of the special child. And in this case, for board of advisors, NRIs can be the board of advisors. So when you create a trust, you're actually having 2 sets of people. First set is the trustees who are going to execute the financial transaction. Another important thing is until and unless all the 3 trustees sign on the check, the money cannot be withdrawn from the trust bank account. Yeah. So this is another safeguard that one person cannot take financial decisions and withdraw the money from the account. And then the second panel of advisors, the board of advisors, are the second set of safety net for the child's finances. So it's very important that you form the trust for the special child. Now, there can be a scenario in most of the households where they say that I have another child who is willing to take the responsibility of managing the finances for the sibling, for the special needs child. Now, in that case, if you are completely confident that the brother or sister is going to take care of the finances, in that case, you need not form a trust. But think of a scenario where if it is a elder sister or a younger sister, The girl is going to have her own life, she's going to get married, probably settle abroad, have her own children. In this kind of a scenario, would she be able to take care of her special needs sibling? Yeah. In that case, if you are still not sure, then trust is an answer. Okay. Whether the sibling is willing to take the financial responsibility or no, you should give a thought of forming the trust. Yeah. So this is all about the trust. The next and the most critical thing is having a financial roadmap for your special child. Now, do you as parents have a proper idea as to how much money should I save now? How much corpus should I create till my age of 60, that after I stop earning, this much amount of money will suffice to take care of my child for his entire future? Yeah, you need to have that idea as to how much corpus of money is required. And what is this money going to be required? It is going to be required to take care of his living needs. The money is going to be required to take care of the administration cost. What is the administration cost? Cost of a caregiver or a caretaker, which may not be needed now, but in future, yes. Then the amount needed for the health, managing the medical expenses of the child. So you should have a fair idea as to how much money you should have as a corpus to leave behind for the well-being of your child. Yeah. Now, what is the most important problem here? The problem is, though all the parents are earning money, they are salaried, they are business owners, they have their own occupations, we as parents do not have a fair idea of what is the amount needed. And even if you have a fair idea as to how much money is needed, you need to start taking the right steps of financial planning. Now, what is the issues that are involved when it comes to financial planning? We move to the next part of our presentation. It has been our experience. Now, I, heading the special needs practice for past 3 years, have connected with many families, not just in India, but across the globe, many special needs families. And there are only two major worries that the parents have. First, do I have enough money which will last for the lifetime of my child once I am no longer there? Second, who will take care of my child once we are not there? Yeah, so we help the families in getting the answers for these two questions. But when I do my interactions with the families, what has been our experience? Our experience has been 65% of parents do not have enough help in planning for the future of their child. 93% of the families have not spoken to any financial professional who is trained in special needs planning. 94% of the families do not have an updated financial roadmap. And lastly, 95% of parents or caregivers are unaware that there are specialized professionals who can help you in planning your finances for your family, including the special needs child. So this is where MFA comes in play. MFA Capital, we are based in Mumbai, but we cater to special needs families across the globe. And what do we help them? We are the only specialized professionals in this entire wealth management space who has this vertical of helping manage the finances for the special needs families. Moving on. So when it comes to the financial planning, the the first major question that comes to your mind is, whom should I trust? Whom should I take help from? And the first thing that comes into your mind is my family, my extended family. Somebody in my family knows a little bit of finance, so I will take guidance from him. Somebody in my family is an insurance agent, I will take help of him. Somebody is working in the bank, I will take help of him. That's your first option. Some families feel, okay, my other child, the neurotypical child, he already is working, so probably he has some knowledge in finance. I will depend on him for financial planning. There are so many families who feel that institutions can help, banks can help, insurance companies can help, many other agencies can help in financial planning. And the third option here is my friends, my extended circle of friends who have some knowledge. We discuss about stocks, we discuss about insurance policies, we discuss about mutual funds, we discuss about cryptos, we discuss about PMSs. So this is the group which will help me in finances. Yeah. But the most critical thing amongst all this option is, whom should I trust when it comes to planning my hard-earned money, my finances? Whomever you trust. The most important thing in this entire game of financial planning is money should be available when needed. Yeah. So if you're talking about lock-in products like an FD, if you have to withdraw the FD, you have to pay a penalty. Correct? If you have to invest in NSC, you cannot do a premature withdrawal of money. If you're investing in PPF, you have to wait till maturity. If you are investing in an insurance policy, you have to wait for the full term. So it's very important as to which kind of instruments you're choosing, because what matters in financial planning is you should have money when needed. Okay, what worries me today? So we have come across many case studies as to parents are worried about financial planning. They want to start financial planning, but there has been a constant procrastination or postponement of plans. I will start from next month. Then I will start after the Diwali is over. I will start after Christmas is over, or I'll start in the new year, or I'll start 5 years hence when I start getting my pension. Delay in plan in financial planning has costed heavily to many families. And who are these families? These are the case studies that we have seen in our journey with working with special needs families. The first case is during COVID. There was a family who had only child, and this only child was a special needs child. A very well-to-do family, father working in a multinational company, the mother was a school teacher. And during COVID, first the father passed away. After 3 months, the mother passed away. Now, can you imagine the plight of the special needs child? He has nobody. And since this incident was so immediate, so sudden, nobody knew where the finances are, whether they have made a will, whether they have done any financial planning, no planning at all. Nobody knows where the money is. So even if the relatives who want to come forward and help, they just could not, because there were so many legal formalities involved. Now the case of the child was very, very precarious because the money was there, but it was of no use till the everything was sorted, and then the money can be utilized for the child. So this was something very, very dangerous that happened. So it's my earnest request, at whatever age group you are, you have to start talking about finances and you have to start about planning. There is also one set of parents who are working, educated, and who feel that if I keep money in PF, PPF, if I keep investing in bonds, all these are safe instruments. There is no risk. Am I doing right? So, in this case, also, you need to connect with a financial advisor or an expert to know whether these instruments are good enough, whether they have liquidity, whether you can get money whenever you need it. What happens to these instruments if you have a sudden emergency in your family, a sudden death? Is money easily available? So, this kind of a scenario also needs to be tackled well. Then there are a set of families who have finances, who are earning good salaries, who have good FDs, who have good savings, and they want to start financial planning, but they don't know how. Yeah. So these kind of case studies also give an indication that people are inclined towards planning, but they don't know what steps they need to take to start off the planning. We are going to take the question answers at the end of the session. Okay. Now, this is something very, very important, and I'm sure that you will agree with me on each of these factors, which I'm going to say now. Now, imagine a family who has good amount of finances, they have good amount of FDs, savings, investments. Now, what are the mistakes that happen when it comes to financial planning? First important mistake is the fixed deposits fixation. I have FDs. Whenever I get money, I make a new FD. I get money this year, I make a FD. I get money next year, I make a FD. I'm constantly making FDs on FDs, and I'm happy that if I've made the FDs, my future is sorted. This is not the right thing. The reason being FDs are good, but FDs should be one part of your entire asset allocation. FD should not be 90% of your assets. Why? Majorly because FDs earn a return of 7 to 8%, which does not beat the inflation of 6%. Why? Because each FD you pay a tax of 30%. So if you remove the 30% tax, what you get is 4.5 to 5% returns in an FD. And inflation in India is rising by 6%. So if you're keeping an FD, you are earning negative returns. Your money is not growing. Why? Because if you're keeping an FD for 1 year, your 100 rupees will become 105. And if you want to purchase a thing which had costed 100 rupees 1 year back, after the 1 year, this thing will cost you 106 rupees, but your FD has given you only 105. This is how inflation is going to impact your savings and investments. So FD fixation, again, a no-no. Next is an insurance neglect. Most of the families feel if I have 10, 15, 20 insurance policies, I'm completely sorted. I don't need to do any investment. Why? Because my insurance policy is going to take care of all my financial requirements. Now, remember one thing very, very clearly. Insurance policies are not investment products. Insurance policies are supposed to cover your risk. They are supposed to cover your medical emergencies. So if you're buying an insurance, one is you have to buy only term insurance. You do not have to buy any other life insurance. Yeah? And if you have to buy, if you're still inclined towards insurance, you have to buy only one or two policies. But insurance as a basket should not be again 50, 60, 70%. It should be just a part of your entire financial basket. Third factor, property mania. Many people believe that if I keep investing in properties, I buy one flat, two flat, I buy a farmhouse, make a house in my native place. I keep investing in property. Why? Because I feel this is the most safest asset, and the rental yield that I will get will take care of my expenses. Now, this is again not a correct way of planning your finances. Why? Because what we have seen in India is property appreciates only by 3 to 4% every year. The taxes on the rent that you get are heavy. And most important drawback is property is a highly illiquid asset. Tomorrow, in case of emergency, if you need an amount and you have to sell the real estate, it's not an easy job. You have to wait for 3 months, 6 months, you don't know when. So the liquidity issue is a very big problem. Yeah. So property mania is one factor which needs to be avoided. The next is people do ad hoc investments. Today I have money, I will invest it. Tomorrow I need money, I will remove money from this investment. Again, I get money, I invest. Now, these kind of investment is not the right way of investment. Your investment plan has to be structured and there has to be complete discipline. If I decide to invest 20,000 rupees of SIP per month, I'm going to stick to this plan for next 5 to 10 years, come what may. And if I get additional money, I'm going to top up my SIPs. If I'm going to get a lump sum money of 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs for investment, the first option is I'm going to invest that money for the future of my child. So your investment decisions cannot be ad hoc. They have to be streamlined. They have to be systematic. They have to be completely structured. And the last mistake that the families do is fail to take advice. There are people, there are professionals who can handhold you, who can guide you in the entire process. But I feel I'm completely sorted. I am an expert in stock. I'm an expert in mutual fund. I have a complete knowledge and I feel what I'm doing is best. No, that's a wrong notion. Even if you wish to do investments on your own, you have to take an opinion from a professional whether what you're doing is on the right track or no, and whether you need guidance or no. Yeah. So these are the 5 important mistakes. And what is the reason behind these mistakes? Why do families commit this mistake? For 3 reasons. One is lack of financial literacy. Not everybody understands investment. Not everybody understands the stock market. Not everybody understands mutual funds because all these products are highly sophisticated products. And you need to know at least the basics of these products. And if not, you have to connect with the right financial advisor who's going to advise you on the importance and the nuances of these products. So this is another reason why people commit financial mistakes. Next mistake is no time to attend for planning. I have my job, I have my office 9 to 7 or 8, 9. I have no time of coming back to office. I'm completely bogged down. On the weekends also, I have a lot of office work to look into. I need to have my family time. I have my other priorities. And so when all the priorities take are given importance, the most important thing of financial planning goes backseat. It is no longer in your to-do list. It is no longer in your priority list. This is another reason why financial planning takes a backseat. And the last reason why mistakes also happen is most of the families buy investment products, buy financial products only to oblige your friend. Your friend will approach you and say, okay, I've just taken this insurance agency. Please buy these few policies from me. It will help. There is a banker or a relationship manager. I've just started my journey with this bank. Can I be your financial advisor or a wealth manager? And I will help you in investment of products. Now, when you're doing it to oblige somebody, the important mistake that is happening here is these investments are not in sync with your risk appetite. They are not in sync with your goals. They are not in sync with your requirements. Yeah. Moving on. Okay, I've covered most of this content of this slide. What are the requirements when it comes to planning for a special needs family? First is time. You have to allot time. You have to seek time. Set the time aside. Do not postpone or procrastinate planning of your finances for the future of your child. Not just your child, but even for you, for your post-retirement silver years. Money and resources. Resources are there, but they need to be streamlined. As I said, even if you have investments, they need to be streamlined and ensure that your asset allocation is perfect from all angles. People play a very, very important role. You need to have people around you. Okay. Now, let me cite examples when it comes to people. I have connected with so many special needs families and from all strata. They are the ultra rich families, they are higher middle class families, they are lower middle class families. One issue that most of the families face is we do not have our extended family support or anybody who is going to come forward and say that, hey, if anything goes wrong, I will take care of your child. If anything goes wrong, I will manage the finances for your child. It is becoming really difficult because everybody else is busy in their own life, you know. So you really have to look for your best friends, your immediate family, your extended family, your cousins, your siblings, whoever can fit into that role of a guardian, a role of a trustee, a role of board of advisors. You have to start sounding off now to these set of people and discussing with them whether they are willing to take care of your child and his finances in the later years. So guardians, trustees, advisors, executors, you need to start at least thinking, jotting down names of your family whom you will approach for playing these roles in the life of your child in future. And lastly, the legal documents. I have already explained in detail that it is very important that you have your UDID, guardianship certificate, will and trust in place. And lastly, you need a financial coach. You can always approach us. I'm going to share my contact details. We will help you in guiding you in your entire financial journey. Okay, this is something very important. Now, all along, we have been talking only about need for financial planning, need for financial restructuring for the special needs child. Now, that's one part of the family, or that's one part of your responsibility. You also have other responsibilities. What are these other responsibilities? I'm going to retire someday, so I have to plan for my silver years. I have to ensure that the money that I'm earning now has to last my lifetime. So I need to do my own retirement planning. I also need to take care of my health related problems. I'm hale and hearty now, but in future there can be health issues, bigger health issues. Am I prepared for that? I have to start planning for that. I also have the responsibility of my parents. I have the responsibility of my in laws. I have to spare some money for their health related needs. They are already old. I'm spending money on their medication, but there can be a health emergency. Beyond this, I have a second child who's a neurotypical child. So I have to plan for his education. I have to plan for his marriage. I have to plan for everything else about him. Okay. I also need to enjoy life. I need to take my family to various destinations. So I need to do my vacation planning as well. I need to plan, I need to buy another house, I need to buy a car. I need to keep earning to achieve all these goals. So these goals are another set of goals which are also need to be taken care of. So when we are talking about financial planning, it is a completely holistic form planning that you need to do. And yes, coming back to our special needs financial planning, if you have got a UDID card, if you have a legal certificate, if you have started maintaining the diary, if you have done complete financial planning for your child, it means that you have taken care of your responsibilities very well. You have attained a stage of nirvana. Yeah, just like how Ramdev Baba takes you in a trance for that 5-10 minutes. He'll make you close your eyes and say, okay, imagine the good things you have done in life. And if the number of good things you have done are more than 10 in count, you are a good human being. Yeah, you have secured your place in heaven. So similarly, in this case, if you have done entire planning for your special need child, it is a nirvana moment. Okay, that's all that I have to talk about the financial planning, a little bit about MFA Capital, about my company. This company was formed in the year 2005 by Amar Pandit, who is the founder of our company, and the CEO of our company is Chitra Iyer. She's been with the company since the inception, and she herself is a special need parent. Yeah. So this is the reason why this vertical is there at MFA. And currently at MFA, Uh, we are managing 550 niche families, including a set of special needs families. And we are managing assets worth more than 4,500 crores. And we have clients across 40 countries. So that's MFA Capital. We have another company called Happiness Factory, which is our own IT portal. It also takes care of the non-affluent class of clients and distributors. So this Happiness Factory is managing 8,500 families and 8,500 crores of assets. Yeah, so that's Happiness Factory. We have another company which is Happy Rich Capital. This company is based in USA. We are based in New Jersey. We have our own office there. So what does Happy Rich Capital do? This company helps all the individuals who are based in US, and we help these people to invest in the US equity markets as well as US mutual funds. Here we specialize in cross-border taxation and in cross-border transfer of assets. Yeah. So we are the only firm in the country who has set up office in the US and the parent office in India, and who help all the Indians based in the US. What is the role that we play in our clients' life? Once the goal is set and once we get to know the complete picture of their financial assets, we are going to handhold you in your entire journey till you reach the peak of the mountain. What is the peak of the mountain? The peak of the mountain is where you have achieved all your goals. So just like a Sherpa, we are going to handhold you in this entire journey, help you manage the finances, ensure that you don't commit mistakes, ensure that your path is smooth and you achieve all your goals. Yeah. And what is the mission of the company that we follow at MFA is we take care of your money just as we take care of your parents' money or best friend's money. And as you will never cheat your parents, similar way, you're going to be the most sincere person. We are going to take care of the financial assets of our clients in a similar way. Lastly, whom are the segments of clients that we cater to? So we cater to business owners, we cater to doctors. So all the top specialty doctors in Mumbai are our clients. We cater to corporate executives. We cater to chartered accountants. We collaborate with chartered accountants in the sense that we help to connect with the clients of the chartered accountants and provide our value-based services. We have a vertical which caters to celebrities. We cater to retirees in big way, NRIs, and beyond all this, the special needs families. Yeah, I'm done with my presentation. I'm just going to share our contact details. Whoever wants to do one session, which is going to be free of cost session, to do your financial planning, you can connect with me, or you can connect on the landline number and another alternate mobile number, which belongs to my colleague Srushti Kajrekar. So she will help you also in doing this session. Yeah. Pragya, I'll leave it now, the session open for Q&A.
Yes. So if anybody has any questions, you can, unmute and ask, or if you guys want to put it in the chat, that is also fine. I'll read it out to Shilpa and she can answer.
Everybody seems to be all sorted on all the documentations, UDID card, everything. Has everybody given a thought to making a trust? Is everybody aware? Okay. Where is your company based? My company is based in Mumbai. We are based in Vileparle, very, very close to the airport, 15 minutes away from the international airport and the domestic airport.
Hi, ma'am. I have a question.
Please.
So you spoke about financial planning. And you touched upon insurances, but one insurance that I wanted to talk about is health insurance, because we have a family health insurance. I have one child who's special needs. I recently found out that hospitalization in case of simple things where you get admitted for 2 3 days, they don't cover for special needs children. So what kind of suggestions do you have for such instances?
See, when it comes to special child, till recently, no insurance company was offering any schemes. Okay, so only now Bajaj insurance company has started giving schemes for special needs children, insurance schemes. Yeah, so we have a person called Vinesh who is attached to us. I can share his contact details with you. You can connect with him. He will help you understand this Bajaj policy and help you even doing the formalities for the same. And apart from this, there is this Niramaya health policy issued by the government of India for the special needs children. So there you can go onto the website and check about this policy.
It is Niramaya.
Yeah, Niramaya policy.
Okay.
I will share the details later with Pragya. She can share it with all of you.
Okay, so one question I have on that part, like the hospitalization. So let's say, we are not going for treatment of the ailment that the special needs child has. For example, he got pneumonia. Pneumonia can happen to anybody, right? So why there should be a demarcation whether the child is autistic or special needs kid or normal kid?
Yeah, that you'll have to connect with an insurance agent. He will be able to delve in details,
Okay.
in better details.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Anirudh is asking if you'll be sharing the PPT with us.
It's already been recorded at your end, so you can share the recording.
Sure. Additionally, if you can share it to me, I'm going to be emailing it to them as well, so I can email that as well. I can put the PPT in the chat as well, if anybody wants. Additionally, I'll also be putting a feedback form, so everybody can fill that. It's very important for Shilpa to know about how you guys liked her session. So
More
there's a question.
importantly than liking a session is whether it was helpful and whether it gave the right kind of information that you all were looking for. Yeah. Yeah, Pragya.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a question in the chat. I have a disability card, and using that, have applied for the UDID card. Is there anything else that I need to do to get the card?
Sorry, can you repeat? He has applied for the UDID card?
They have the disability card, and using that, they have applied for the UDID card as well. Is there anything else that I need to do to get the card?
No, you don't have to do anything. Only you need to do is have patience, because since it is issued by central government, it will take time, 8 months to 1 year, but don't lose heart. You're going to get the card. And one important thing is, if your child is a minor, the card comes with an expiry date. Then you have to reapply once a child becomes a major, and then it will be a lifetime card.
Okay. Another question is, what are the criteria for becoming trustee apart from the age you mentioned? Can they be our relatives?
Anybody can be a trustee, even the other sibling, to the special needs. Your other child can be a trustee, family, friends, anybody who is willing to take the responsibility. Only, yeah, most important thing for trustees is they should have some knowledge about the financial products. They should have knowledge about the banking, because they are the one who are going to do the transactions. So very, very important that they are financially sound in the knowledge.
Okay. Mr. Anirudh has asked, is the legal guarantee certificate required now for the SN child who is below 18?
No. Only when he is 18, you need to apply, and that will authorize you to take decisions for the child for his entire lifetime.
Okay. Can I make MFA as one of the trustees, advisor, and what would be the fees for the same?
MFA basically is a wealth management firm, and we do not offer these services. But if you want to nominate a trustee, okay, a company who is going to be the trustee, you'll have to approach a legal firm who offer these trusteeship services, but there are two major drawbacks there. One is they are going to charge a high fee for becoming the trustee because the fees will be linked to the amount of assets that they are going to manage. And second thing is, when you are giving the trusteeship to a company, there'll be one person nominated to look after your account who understands everything about your family and the finances. But suppose this person leaves that job and moves somewhere else, you have a new person who may not have complete information. So it's like having a new relationship manager managing your finances in wealth management, where they do not have any background or no knowledge about the family, so which may go against it. So you can take services of a company for trustees, but it's going to be very costly. But the services are available. Legal firms offer these services.
Okay. Do you have a contact in Chennai for the consultation?
No, we have a person in Bangalore. Her name is Soumya. So if you want, I can share her number as well. If you really want somebody, we don't have anybody in Chennai.
Okay. Child is now major, but the disability card is valid until 2028. Will the UDID card be issued now?
Yeah, you can apply. No, you'll have to first apply for a disability card because the disability card has expired. So freshly get a disability card, then apply for the UDID card. UDID card will not be issued if the special disability certificate is already expired.
The card is still valid, is what they're saying.
Oh, then please apply. Please do it ASAP.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, just one clarity. We have UDID card. So do we again need the disability certificate on top of it?
No,
Okay.
UDID card is good enough.
Okay.
But just check the validity. If your child is minor, it may expire.
Yeah, we
But,
realize that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
They are asking to share the contact details of the person that's there in Bangalore, of Soumya.
Sure. Yeah, I will share it with you.
Okay. So,
Shilpa-ji.
I mean, I'm
Manjeet.
just putting the.
So there's somebody who's
Sorry.
asking a question. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shilpa-ji, thank you for such an insightful session.
Most welcome.
It's a great work, and thanks, Pragya. Just one quick question for people not living in India, right? And as an expat family, the problem is the trust, and it does not have, if I have a trust in India, it does not have global coverage. For example, my assets which are outside India would not be covered. Any solution for that, or any suggestion or recommendation? Largely because we have been living outside for like 15 years, although we are Indian and we want to go back to India. But is there a way we can secure the assets or the capital outside India? Yeah.
Very interesting question. Dheeraj, you are in which country?
Currently Singapore. Yeah. But I have been like 7 countries in 15 years. That's our nature of the job. So that's why it's very difficult to consolidate your wealth,
Absolutely.
particularly considering India has a problem. If you put everything in India, getting fund out, because we don't know where we will land finally. So,
Okay.
and getting funds out of India becomes a very big legal hassle. That's why we are not able to consolidate there. So, but we are very, very worried on how to consolidate. Is any recommendation would be highly
But
appreciated.
have you decided which country you're going to finally decide whether you want to come back to India or?
No, ma'am, that's the problem. We are still not at that level where we can decide.
Okay, one is we can do a one-to-one session for you, Dheeraj,
Yeah.
where we can help you understanding the nuances of all the geographies and the taxation there and how we can help you in consolidation. But coming back to your question, when it comes to formation of trust, if you form the trust in India, that does not cover your international assets at all.
Correct.
Specifically, if you are in Singapore, you need to build a trust in Singapore, take into account their rules and regulations. If you intend to settle in US, you need to have form a trust with their rules and regulations in place. And the assets in each of the different countries can be attached to the trust only in that country. They cannot be moved on as a trust from one country to another.
Yeah. Same problem with the will also. It cannot be executed
Yes, it
across.
cannot be
Yeah.
executed. Yeah, because the rules of the land change, everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. I
we
will
can
organize
make,
the session. Yeah.
yeah, you have my mobile number. It was flashed on the screen. Probably, Pragya, you can flash it one more time later on.
Yep.
Yes.
And
I have shared the PPT as well in the chat, so everybody can get your contact details and
yeah,
the it's from the chat itself.
you can
Uh,
connect with me, Dheeraj, and we will do a one-to-one meeting for you.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you for the session.
most welcome.
Okay, there's one more question. Is there a legal bar in making an NRI as a trustee?
Trustees cannot be NRIs. They necessarily have to be in the country. Board of Advisors can be an NRI. Trustees have to necessarily be Indian citizen, resident Indian.
Okay. If a trust is registered at Kolkata, what happens if I move to another state?
Within India, the trust is valid everywhere. There are no change in rules and regulations. So
Okay.
when you form a trust, there will be a bank account linked to the trust. There has to be a PAN card which needs to be applied for the trust. So once everything is in place, you can operate the trust anywhere you are in the country. Or even if you go abroad, you can operate the trust.
Okay. Any more questions? I think that's the end of it. Oh, something.
Welcome, Mr. Pandey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Shilpa, for joining. I definitely know that it was a very valuable and an insightful session for everybody here, looking at the questions that were shared by parents also. I think it was very helpful for everybody. So in case anybody wants to reach out for anything, I'm putting my number in the chat in case you guys want anything about the webinar or you want to connect with Shilpa, you can reach out to me. I'll make sure that everything that you want is sent to you. I have shared the PPT in the chat that has Shilpa's contact details and all the information. If anybody wants the recording as well, please get in touch with me. I think I will be sharing, like my team will be sharing all the recording and the PPT and everything else with everybody here. So yes, um, thank you very much, Shilpa, for joining, and thank
Most
you everybody
welcome.
else as well for making this
Most welcome.
webinar very engaging and insightful and interactive. So yeah, I think we can stop.
Yeah, and yeah, thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. Bye.
Bye,
Thanks,
Shilpa.
Pragya. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Pragya, if you can keep the session on because I'm trying to download, and if you
Sure,
cancel
sure.
it,
Yes,
it
yes.
won't.
That's why
Yeah,
I'm not going to leave
yeah,
until everybody leaves. I know that there are a lot of things in the chat. Please take your time.
yep, yep. It's done. Thank you so much for organizing, Pragya. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Deepak.
Bye.
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 Gaurav, are you downloading something from the chat? Hello.